Is this what he was doing? I don't know. Oh, no. Yeah, no.
You can listen, you can hear I'm almost through. Just a little bit more. There it is. So you start slowing down by the sound, because if I've got a lot of pressure, if I'm putting a lot of pressure and I'm not listening, I'm going to break that out. So just listen to the sound the saw is making, and it's just getting closer. Slow down. Okay, now I'll just hand plane this.
Is that a 4 or a 4?
This is a 4.5. I like the 4.5. I like the mass of the 4.5.
Yeah.
What's 4.5 mean?
It's the width of the plane. Number 4 is a smoothing plane. It's a little narrower. The 4.5 is wider. It's wider, so you have more surface area for planing. Versus a 4, which is about that wide. It's about a ½ an inch narrower. Feel how smooth that is there.
That's great. Ready for finish.
Wow.
Yep.
So then if you turn it around, that could be, turn it over, that could be a picture frame then.
Well, we'll see. I'll show you in just a moment. What I've got to do now is cut the 45 on it.
Do you use shooting boards in your work?
I do, absolutely. Shooting board is a must, absolutely essential. I'll show you what that is.
I'd love to see you work on that.
Yes, I've got it here.
That's what I was asking.
Okay, so now I'm just going to cut this.
How many teeth per inch on that side?
This is just a razor saw. It's very, very fine. I don't know how many it's 32 or something.
How do you sharpen it?
You really don't. It's hard to, just buy a new one. They're cheap enough. Okay, so now it's not perfect, okay? And even if you did it on a chop saw, it wouldn't be perfect. But the shooting board is the tool, and a shooting board is not hard to make. It's very simple in construction, but I'll show you. So I've got 2 pieces of MDF because MDF stays flat. It's the only thing I use it for. I never use it MDF on furniture. Always solid wood. But then I just set this to 45, and then just set this right up here. You can use a mitered box plane like this one, or you can use what I generally use in my shop is a low angle plane.
Jack.
The low angle jack plane, because it's used for end grain. I really like that one for shooting miters. But this one is designed specifically if all you were doing was shooting miters. This certainly is the plane, because you have the flat sole here, perfectly flat.
90 degrees.
You have a nice hot bone handle here. But like I said, that little low angle jack is the nice thing about the low angle jack is it's very versatile.
So you start off with it referenced here.
I do, yes.
And then it cleans it up.
Yeah, and I'm also pushing it just a little bit.
Okay.
I'm pushing it with this hand. See, this is the thing that with hand tools too that a lot of people don't realize is there's an intuitive skill that's kind of developed over time. The more you use your tools, the more they become an extension of your hand. Right? And the more you know the slight adjustments, how to adjust it. Tuning plane is kind of like tuning a violin. You listen, you feel it with your fingers, you adjust slightly, you make minute adjustments, you plane, You listen, you make a little adjustment. Same way with this, you might feel the wood resisting a little, so you put a little more pressure on one side. And some of those things are hard to teach, but you kind of develop those things over time. So as you can see, that's a perfect miter now, perfectly jointed. Now I've got to figure out a way to join that. We could just go ahead and put a pin nail through there, right? It blows out the other side. No, we're not going to do that. Hey, Bruce. Kind of helps stick it together. Put it in a vise like this. Taper them just slightly so it kind of forms a dovetail. See how they're tapered like this? Then we'll just put a little glue on here. Out in there. If I hammer that one all the way in, it'll squeeze that one tight, so I want to hammer that in through. The wood will compress. It's surprising how much the wood will actually, those fibers will actually compress.
You ever clamp it before you do that?
No, because this actually really pulls it together.
I meant clamp it this way so it doesn't blow them out.
Oh, no, because, I mean, you could, but I'm not putting a lot of pressure on it. I'm just barely tapping it in. I can feel it. Again, it's one of those, you just kind of want to feel it. Okay, now I'm just going to use the little razor saw. Just trim it off. Again, a really light touch. Have it. Perfect miter.
Beautiful.
I'll take 4.
Yeah.
How do
That's
you
the trick, get them all to match, right?
Well, that's the question.
Well, just the same way. What I'd do is I'd cut it just slightly oversized, and then I'd shoot it and get it perfect.
But in terms of length.
Yes, sir. Just cut them just slightly over. But that's the advantage of the shooting board, that you can just take just a slight shoot. You could take 2-3 thousandths off and just get it perfect.
Trial to fit.
Yeah, just get it to fit just right.
All 4.
All 4 corners. Yeah.
Thank you.
Great.